All right now.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Live!
They want it. They wanted it.
Yeah, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. You go get it.
That's a different tier right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live!
Let's go!
Sorry. You gotta fight for your right to party!
You're the man, Bo. And you're on mute.
And of course, we're cooking still, boys. We're still cooking. Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe before you forget. Maybe tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans, help spread the word. We would sure appreciate that. We got a good show lined up for everybody tonight. Like Bo says, the Chiefs are still cooking. They cooked up and feasted on the Raiders, and we're going to talk. That was an epic all-time, not just like Chiefs,
So good.
Raiders. That was an all-time epic NFL beatdown. One for the record books. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the return of Rashee Rice, EGE. Looking good. The Washington Commanders are coming to town next week. Monday Night Football, prime time with I don't know what you want to call the starting quarterback. We'll get into that. It's not Jaden Daniels. It's someone Chiefs Kingdom is familiar with, and it's one of the worst moments ever at Arrowhead Stadium. Was authored by that guy, but we'll talk about it when we get to it here.
Let's progress forward beyond that.
Yeah, let's do that. If you're in the chat, it's looking like we got Chief Bloody Grass and some other folks. I saw Laney in there.
Heyo.
Like Carol's in there. Good to see y'all. If you got a comment or question, make sure you throw it up there in the chat. Before we get into it, Nick, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. We watched probably the politest ass whooping you'll ever see in the NFL on Sunday. The Chiefs are back to coming up with the plays to dunk on the Raiders, and it's a good time to be a Chiefs fan, boys. So I'm great.
Real good time. Bo, how are you doing?
Doing good. It wasn't quite the 50 burger that John C. and I wanted, but
it could have been.
We sat Patrick Mahomes into the third quarter, right? So a 50 burger might be off the table, but can I offer anyone some sliders? Dude, we tore it up. We cooked, man.
Yeah, we did. I have not eaten yet tonight. It looks pretty good. Yeah, man, what an epic game. Let's get right into it. I mean, Chiefs 31-0. There was some statistics in that game that were just, I don't know that you've ever seen in an NFL game. I don't know that you'll ever see again.
Awesome stat.
In an NFL game. Bo, just how much fun, how much did you just enjoy that nice, easiest of easy Chiefs wins, right?
Stress-free football watching. Dude, I text you guys after the game. I'm like, and it's over now, and I'm so happy, and there's daylight left. Like, what to do with the rest of the day? No, I mean, it was. Yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
So good, dude. Like, on all phases of the football, it was just so enjoyable to watch, right? Like, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still chewing on some stuff. Go ahead, Nick.
You're good.
But, yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I was responding to Big Doug saying that he was thinking our
just like how much fun was watching that game? Just relaxed, stress free. I don't think the blood pressure ever got up over maybe like.
Yeah,
like
no, like I
it's
mean,
ever
it's
been.
just like I mean, it was pure bliss, right? I mean, and like what a better team. Like, is there a better team to like? There's no better team. I'll get it out.
Felt so good to
There's
do
no
it to
better
the
team
Raiders.
for us to do that to, and it's just you know, the Raiders like to blank them out, to get revenge for the shutout that we had. I think it was like Priest Holmes was hurt and it was raining, and it was like, you know, in the early 2000s, I think, and to finally get Big Red a regular season shutout. I know we you know, shut out the Texans in the wild card round with Alex Smith, but man, it was easy. It was just fun. You know, the Chiefs offense was humming. The defense was just locked down, and the Raiders looked lost, right? And you know, so it was a lot of fun, man. My girls were like, the other team hasn't scored any points. It's like, no, they call that a shutout, and they were just like laughing about it. And it's just like, my kids are laughing at the Raiders getting shut out. These are great times, boys.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Although multiple people on TV and radio and social media and the internet all week tried to tell you about how the Chiefs Raiders isn't really a rivalry anymore. And, you know, because they don't play big games and they don't play for anything. And the Raiders have sucked for too long to still be a rival. And I don't know why some people got to take the fun out of being a fan, looking for reasons to not enjoy things as much. Also, I mean, listen, we don't call out bandwagon fans. If you're a fan, you're a fan, and if you're a Chiefs fan, you're a Chiefs fan. But like, tell me you just started watching the Chiefs like in 2018 if you don't think the Raiders are a rivalry, man. It goes back so long. And it was like they said, like the pregame, right? It was like the 135th meeting between the two teams, and there's a ton of hatred between Chiefs Kingdom and Raider Nation. And I mean, I feel like bad for you if you look at the Chiefs Raiders and don't get pumped up and don't see a rivalry, right? I mean, so
not knowing awesome. It's Raiders week and getting pumped for that, right?
Yeah, and just oh, that was in the past and that's over with now. I mean, man, you must be fun at parties, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. That was just so much fun. I joked with Nick. Watched the game here at the house by myself, and I was like, I might have to start watching the games at home alone from now on if that's going to be the way they go. But man, just a thorough ass kicking up and down, man. Bo, it was just a ton of fun to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sorry about earlier. No, dude, you can't watch them from home. We just saw in the video your cool view of the Monday Night Football presentation. Like that never gets old, dude. Especially with their new stage setup that they have rolling out. And they whooped up on Monday Night Football. So, don't even think that. You should go to all the games you can, my man. But yeah, no, super enjoyable to sit there and just really have a relaxing Chiefs game, not like have to stress about every single minute, do like math in the fourth quarter. Like, okay, if they get 4 possessions, that's about 15 seconds each, you know, and just start dividing the time up and everything. Just really enjoyed how comfortable and everybody looked. Nick pointed out that they're starting to do like trick plays again, right? Like that's how comfortable the guys are again. And lo and behold, what having full strength does for a team, you know what I mean? It's so funny to like now listen to all the football heads and all the media and all the commentators talk about like, oh, well now this team's dinged up. So, you know, you expect some, you know, deficiencies here, and here. And you're like, yeah, welcome to the club, guys. Welcome to the club. But just so awesome to see these guys at full strength. And we kind of been talking about it all year, even before preseason. We were talking about like, man, this could be a lethal team at full strength. Like, do you know who our receiving core is right now? Right. Do you know what our offense is capable of? Super stoked with the offensive line too. Like can't say enough good things about what they did, giving Patrick that comfort to just sit back there and just lay waste to the Raiders. Yeah, just a completely relaxing Sunday of football.
Right. Nick, what was more impressive, the offense or the defense for the Chiefs in that game? I mean, you could make a really good argument for either one.
I think you got to say the defense, right? I mean, you're looking at. I mean, the Chiefs' offense was good. They really kind of knelt out the entire fourth quarter and put up 31 points. But I mean, they're having to scrape back like 20 years to find stats where it's like, the last time a team had only three first downs, right, on offense, or like, was less than 100 yards, or that there's this differential in the offensive output between the teams. So, I mean, I think you really got to tip the cap to the defense. 31 points. I know we could have scored more, but that happens kind of every week in the league. But shutouts don't happen every week in the league, and especially shutouts where it's like the team like only gets across the 50-yard line like one time. You know what I mean? So
one time,
yeah. So I got to tip my cap to the defense there and say that was the more impressive outing.
Bo, which side of the ball impressed you maybe the most?
Dude, when Nick brings up those kind of stats, or we were kind of talking about it earlier, like they had, I don't know what, like 10 drives and only one of them were on like approach Chiefs territory, across the 50 barely. Never got into the end zone. Like it's really hard to like not tip your hat to the defense. But then you hear stats on the offensive side, like we had 31 first downs and their offense had 30 offensive plays, and like I'm just wow, like that's something else too. And like yeah, they probably go hand in hand. Like the offense probably feeds right off the momentum of the defense, but. I mean, we looked electric, man. There was like one drive where we didn't, we kind of fizzled out a little bit. And I think that was just more because it was into the third quarter and we're already up 28-0, So I think a lot of guys just, kind of maybe gave up a percentage or two of effort there. But no, I might have to say the offense, man. That looked great. And it's only going to get better from here, I think.
Yeah, the Chiefs offense to me was just, I mean, the first three drives of the game for the Chiefs offense, like the shortest one was like 86 yards or 87 yards.
Right.
Yeah. The way they just moved the ball at will, the way they distributed the ball to everybody, we were talking about the week before, and it's become like the slogan for Rashee Rice in the wide receiver room, and maybe the whole offense as a whole too. The everybody got to eat thing, man. It was like everybody gonna eat in that game, and everybody did eat. They feasted up on the Raiders. I just, to move the ball, listen, like I understand teams score 31 points, and you see that a lot in the NFL, and you see these other teams that don't punt, and part of this was because of just of how well the Chiefs defense played. But I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an NFL offense just completely dominate so much to where they were kneeling the ball out with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Like usually you're doing the math, looking at the play clock and the game clock,
right?
And you're thinking, okay, even in a blowout, right? Like Patrick Mahomes, he set some records, and he had over 200 yards passing, right? And it was like the first two drives of the game, and Travis was out there getting big plays. Tyquan Thornton was out there getting big plays. Rashee Rice came in and had 2 touchdowns. Really could have had 3 touchdowns, right? Because they took the one rushing touchdown away on a penalty, in which they still scored a touchdown there anyway. Hollywood Brown scored. Xavier Worthy had some nice plays. The running game was going. I mean, Noah Gray was out there making plays, man. It was everybody. Every single player on the offense was out there and was contributing. Brashard Smith, the rookie running back, was out there making some nice plays and catching screen passes and picking up big yards.
He looked really good
out there. Yeah, I mean, Kareem Hunt had some nice plays, right? Isaiah Pacheco scored a touchdown. The complete involvement of everybody on the offense and just like the way they moved the ball at will, to me, was just so impressive and so refreshing after a couple of years of, the Chiefs struggling and Patrick Mahomes making it work, right? But I mean, there's times where we had Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and some of these guys out there, right? And just a thorough performance from start to finish from the offense. But
I tried to hold my smile, but those receiver names, man, it's just hilarious. Like, yeah, that is who we went to a Super Bowl.
How far
with,
we've
right?
come.
Oh my God.
Right. Bo, the receiving core, man, we actually saw Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice out there on the same field at the same time. We put out on our X account. If you're not following us on social media, check us out there at Chiefs Kingdom Live. The Chiefs signed Hollywood Brown back in March of like 2024, right? And finally, what is that? Almost 18 months later, that they get all three on the field together. Just how exciting was that? And I mean, just moving forward, man, like that's a pretty potent trio that opposing teams are going to have to worry about.
Oh yeah, completely right. I think we were all a little hesitant to be like it was completely expected, because even when we were talking about it last week, everybody was like, I don't know if it's going to be like quite the game changer. We saw what it did when Xavier Worthy got back, but is it going to be like the same kind of step up when Rashee Rice got back? And yep, sure was, and like, his first game back, 2 touchdowns, 40, 50, like really good yards, none of them were just kind of like gimmies.
10 targets.
Yeah, this is going to be a receiving core that we've kind of dreamed about, I mean, even this team was saying at the beginning of the year, they really liked what the offense has weapon-wise compared to years past, since even like Tyreek Hill days. And like, that was just like, what are you talking about? You've been to the Super Bowl without him. And like, it's really starting to show. And like I said, it's only going to get better. The more repetition, the more familiar everybody gets back on the same page, it's going to be wild. We're going to start seeing plays deep in that playbook. You thought that trick play was fun. I bet you we're going to see some 1943 Doritos Bowl, something, I don't know if it was back then, but you know what I mean.
Right. The Cabbage Bowl.
They were pulling out some tricks out of the bag on the Raiders. Yeah. Another reason that the Chiefs franchise and Andy Reid and the players look at the Raiders as a rival. That they don't coincidentally pull these kind of like goofy, I don't want to call them trick plays out, but they dunk on the Raiders a little bit against teams. They don't do that against other teams. I mean, I know they had it was a hungry pig, right? Was on the Broncos, and you've seen it a little bit, but it seems like they've always got something a little extra special to put out for Raider Week. Nick, I mean, the 514 area code, does it live up to expectations? Did it exceed the hype? I mean, just how good were they?
I mean, they were awesome, and you could just see that the defense is kind of reeling, trying to figure out who to cover. And it's like, even when you cover everybody, it's like, now you don't have somebody on Mahomes and he can run for the first down, right? So, the big Yeti got wide open.
Got loose.
We hadn't seen him get open like that in a while. So, I mean, you could just see that it just relieved a lot of pressure on all the guys, and it's like having everybody out there made everybody that much better, right? Because there's
completely.
The focus of the defense can't just be on one or two players, and it was just awesome. I mean, I think the analogy I used was like, you got like a car, and it's like a foreign car, and it's like the parts like on back order, and it's like, well, guess what? The part came in, and the car is fast as fuck, and like it's out on the road. So it's great, man.
Right. They hand make those Ferrari parts. They don't sell those down at O'Reilly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get those special order. It's like
how refreshing is it got to be Travis Kelce and be like, oh, dude, I'm not getting double, triple teamed every play. Like, now we need to get that equivalent on the defensive line for Chris Jones. But I mean, man, like there were plays where Kelce was wide open, right? Like wide open.
Yeah. No, he that one play he had big catch down the sideline there, and I mean there wasn't a defender within 10 yards of that. David and Patrick flipped the ball out there to him. So I got a little bit of a scare there, right, with Xavier Worthy when he went to the sideline. Obviously, he's still dealing with some lingering effects of that separated shoulder he got week 1 against the Chargers. Hats off to that man. That guy, there's no questioning that dude's toughness. He's a dog. He's out there playing, man. He only missed 2 games with that injury, and he came back, and you could tell it was bothering him, and he was back out there, man, and making plays too, and having an impact on the game. So, major props to Xavier Worthy for just being a badass and being tough as nails and playing through the pain, man, and out there and making plays. Rashee Rice, to me, the most impressive thing was just it didn't look like he had missed over a year of football at all. He was just right instantly back into it, and they got him the little pop pass touchdown right there early in the game, but that back shoulder, I don't even want to call that a fade. Like, that was like a back shoulder bullet, right?
Yeah.
That was a hell of a catch in a play, and the timing you can tell is there. And working in the offseason with Patrick and the guys, right? Man, just to have that much time off and not have any signs of any kind of rust, and to just be on with his timing and be
Throwing no
crisp
look passes
and
to him.
yeah, catching no look passes. And that
But like
dude,
his speed too. Like we mentioned his yak
Right.
last week, and like
Yeah.
he still had that, right? He catches
saw
it
it.
easily 4 more
Immediately.
yards. Easily.
yeah, I mean, he powered through a 15-yard face mask penalty on the touchdown, his first touchdown he got there. I mean, the head like completely pulled sideways, powered right through, still found his way into the end zone. I mean,
Looking at the defender as he's going in.
right, looking at the defensive going, punted the ball into the end zone, into the stands there. You could tell that guy was excited, man, and it had to have felt good to just after everything that guy's gone through the last year and a half with the injury and the suspension and the legal stuff. That shit's got to weigh on you. And there's got to be, like, I don't want to say doubt, but a question, right? When you have a major injury and you miss that much time and you come back and you hear players a lot of times say that's like the hardest part to overcome is like trusting your body and knowing that it's going to hold up. It didn't look like there was any of that with that guy. He just came in and hit the ground running, man, right out the gate. I'm Xavier or Rashee Rice, Nick. Just how impressed were you by him and just how big of a weapon and an advantage and a shot in the arm is getting that guy at this point in the season?
Yeah, look, there was no ramp up to getting him back in the game.
He was right back.
He was there. They were targeting
No
him.
pitch count.
He was playing, basically every snap. And Chief Lettergrass, I agree with you here. Like Worthy and Hollywood, they do look fragile. Like they go down easy, and it's like when they get tackled, you're kind of a little worried, right? That it's like because they are skinny guys, right? It don't matter how tough you are if if your body breaks, right? But Rice does not look fragile, and he looks like he can like take the contact and keep moving. He's got great hands. He's able to like get open quickly, right? He's able to, like we talked about, quick slants. We saw some of that work.
Yep.
And he's able to do some of the things that like our other receivers can't. I haven't seen anybody be able to kind of box out a defender and get a back shoulder throw like that, in a while, right? And so I'm really excited to see. They ran a run play with him, right? Which is interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. And I was kind of waiting for them to do that. They ran that formation where like he kind of like, goes in motion in front of Patrick like a couple of times. And then eventually like he gave him the push pass. I guess technically it wasn't a run, but I mean, it's basically a run play, right? For the touchdown. And it's just great to see like a versatile receiver that can play through contact and get open fast. So
there's a lot of trade talk, and will the Chiefs get defensive line help or a running back, or you see these other contending teams, they bring guys out of retirement or they make a trade for somebody. I mean, this is like making a trade basically for one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, right, Bo?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you can't really like overstate how big of an impact and how awesome that is for the Chiefs offense to get the guy back right now.
Dude, completely. And you're kind of seeing echoes of what you're bringing up in the sports media. They just haven't realized that that's what's going on. That like the Chiefs now, because they have a full competent receiving core, their running game's working. Why is that? Oh, everybody has to play a yard or two back and cover all these guys who know what they're doing, right? And like it really opens up the run game. And so now our run game's going. And so now like you're kind of hearing whispers around media going like, do the Chiefs need to draft a running back? You know what I mean? And now it's like shifting towards like defensive end talks and all that stuff. But like that's the kind of momentum and power he brings back to this team, right? Like you're like automatically like shifting your whole strategy for the season, right? And like you're right. It's like bringing in a veteran or like one of the best receivers in on a trade or something at full strength, hasn't missed a beat. Just can't ask for anything better than that. But I think there's a giant reason that our run game's doing so well, and it's getting Worthy and Rice back and really opening up that secondary on defenses.
I mean, I think they've also 24 seemed like he was taking a lot more workload. And it seems like they're noticing that he's better with the ball in his hands than Pacheco's been. And maybe they're go ahead.
I would say especially on passes, right?
Yeah. And I mean, even like the announcers kind of mentioned it, offhandedly. They're like, "Oh yeah, you see that too, right?" Like that guy. Basically, I think what they're trying to say is like that guy is better than Pacheco, right, with the ball in his hands, and like he's able to be a little more elusive and get a few more yards. So it'll be interesting to see next week what that looks like, and if he's getting even more of the touches, right? So it's exciting, man. It's exciting to see the offense popping.
Yeah, I mean, Rashard Smith, he looks, I don't know if like undersized is the right word to use, but I mean, you can tell like he's a smaller guy. And there's a couple plays where he was in the open field on those screen passes and he got hit, man. He went backwards, right? And so it'd be great if he could have like a Jerick McKinnon type role for this team, right? A guy that like
Yeah,
come out of the backfield. I don't know that he's as big enough right now, or maybe as strong as like a McKinnon to be able to stand back there and take on a blitzer and just lay him out. Like Jerick McKinnon was unbelievably tough, right, for his size and on pass protection, and he could run guys over. So I'm sure they're working on getting maybe some more muscle on that dude, right? And his game maybe is a little bit more elusiveness, but when he got the ball in the open field and when he got out there in just a little bit of space, you saw the shiftiness and the maneuverability and the kind of the able to weave in and out of guys. And he picked up some big yards on some plays where it was the Chiefs were in like second and third and long, right? And he was able to get enough yards to make the conversion a lot easier. So it's just all coming to life right now for the offense. And Rashee Rice is back, and I mean, everybody's healthy, right? I mean, we just saw that Xavier Worthy dealing with the show, but I mean, you're almost halfway through the season. I mean, there's probably no teams that aren't dealing with like guys got some bangs and some bruises and some aches and some pains going on. So, Chiefs are getting stronger and looking like the offense is taking off. One of the better offenses already in the league when you look at some of the advanced metrics. So, looked really good. Nick, the defense you said was most impressive to you. I was kind of shift gears, talk about them a little bit. I mean, they were just complete lockdown, right? I mean, what was maybe the most impressive thing you saw out of the defense?
Yeah, I mean, Chief Bloodygrass, he talked about the secondary looking in sync. I think it was just how cohesive the entire unit was, right? They weren't allowing like Ashton Genty to get loose. They, the pass rush still I don't think was like stellar, right? I think we had like one sack. But even despite that, if Geno had a little bit of time, he wasn't finding anybody open. When he would try to rush, right, there was like great pursuit from like the linebacking core, right? So that, he wasn't able to scramble. And I know he's like 35, so he's not, the fastest human being out there. But I think it was really just everybody seemed like they stuck to their assignment. Nobody was trying to like be a hero. Nobody got caught like with their pants down. And it just paid off, right? I mean, it was just like really solid defensive football out there.
Yeah, all three levels looked good to me. They were getting pressure on Geno Smith. He wasn't comfortable. They definitely weren't able to. I mean, I don't know that the Raiders even have a deep threat. I mean, Jacoby Myers was out of this game. He would probably be the guy you would think is their deep threat. Brock Bowers, stud tight end, set some records, right, for rookies at that position last year.
Right.
He was out, but yeah, no, they did. I mean, when they handed the ball off, they were there. They swarmed. They didn't allow them to get the running game going at all. When they were throwing passes out in the flat and those shorter things, I mean, the Chiefs were rallying and making tackles and not letting guys really get by them and weren't missing tackles. They were all around. I mean, when you held an NFL team to under 100 total yards game in a game, all three levels of the defense are playing well and playing together. Bo, I mean, anything stand out to you in particular watching that game on the defense?
Yeah, a couple things, right? Like Chris Jones looks like he's coming to form, right? I think he really took a lot of that criticism 2 weeks ago to heart and is
for sure
really making an effort to make it, his job to not be in that position anymore. I don't know if anybody wants to be in the limelight for a play like that. So shout out to him. I mean, he was beating double teams. He was getting the pressure. It wasn't, Chris Jones 4 years ago kind of pressure, but I mean, it was there enough to like, confuse Geno and really mess with their offensive line. But then I noticed they were just fresh, right? Like we'd kind of talked about the offense taking like, 90 play, 90 yard, 97-yard drives. Like they're off the field for 9-10 minutes of the quarter, right? So like they had fresh legs pretty much all game, and it was pretty noticeable. But yeah, Nick kind of hit all the nails on the head. Their secondary was airtight. I really liked what I saw from them. They really locked it down. That first drive, a couple of gaps, but after that, it just seemed like they were glued to whatever guy that they had, or their zone protection was really good. They didn't bite on too many guys. The Raiders weren't running too much crazy stuff, but really great coverage. And then you mentioned the tackling. The tackling was huge, right? Like they did not. They looked like Velcro. That was really big. That where one of our weaker areas tends to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, the Raiders suck. But they beat the Patriots.
Yeah, there's no way around it. But still, they're a professional
NFL team still. So, yeah, man, it was just like a complete domination on both sides of the ball. Nick, what did you think about the Chiefs? I mean, putting the backups in the third quarter, and they didn't throw a pass on their last 3 possessions. The Chiefs they forfeited at least 6 points by just not kicking field goals, like by punting or going for it on 4th down when they were in obvious field goal range. They were trying not to show up. Andy didn't want to embarrass Pete Carroll, really, you could tell. But, I mean, that was almost more embarrassing like, if I'm a Raiders fan to be, like, pitied like that. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, what did you think about them not running up the score more than they did on the Raiders?
I think it's awesome because it's like you get to embarrass them while also, like, not looking like an asshole.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like you get the best of both worlds there. I think saying that they took the starters out in the third quarter is, I mean, look, with like 10 seconds left in the third quarter, right? Like it wasn't like, 5 minutes left in the third quarter and they pulled Patrick Mahomes. It was still in the third quarter. Technically,
that's because their offense was on the field.
I mean, they could have waited those 10 seconds. So like, I mean, that was intentional almost.
Yeah. Look, I don't mind it, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of like running up the score, right? I think like you beat the team and you don't want to make it like chippy, right? You do have to play this team again, which, we get to, right? But you don't want like dumb stuff happening. Like we already saw where, we lost Norman Lott for like the season. There was like, somebody, diving at him when he's already on the ground. You just don't want like bad stuff to happen, right? When people get pissed off and they get upset and, they take a cheap shot at one of your guys. We just got our
kind of like they did anyway.
Well,
I wanted them to run the score up after that.
They are the Raiders,
right?
I
was like, okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy here.
They are the Raiders, so yeah, I was fine with it. I mean, I'm not like, I was sad for Bo because like that was like
I was
that was the
John
50
Cena.
burger game, and it just really made me like realize that unless our defense totally blows a game, we're like never going to score 50 points again. But I'm okay with that. There's like some, like if you look at Mahomes' stats, there's a graph that came out about like his percentage of yards and stuff and touchdowns and like garbage time, and he's like the lowest, right? So everything that he's earning is like legitimate yards. It's not like just where they're way ahead or way behind.
No garbage time stat padding.
Yeah, no stat padding, right? No.
One of Peyton Manning's biggest flexes was like, I would have way better stats, but they kept taking me out in the fourth quarter of, every game I played in. So,
right. So, yeah. And I like that. I like that, like we're not the organization that beats someone in the Super Bowl and like talks a bunch of shit. Right. And I like that we're like classy. I mean, I think that fits our town. And I think it fits like how like we feel as people. And so we kicked their ass. We still threw some shade at them, right? Like we're throwing no look passes and we're like having like trick plays at the goal line. Patrick Mahomes is like, acting like,
or
oh, it
something.
fucking never works. When he's doing the hard count. So it's not like we didn't throw any shade at him, but it's respectful, right? So I was good with it, man.
Bo, I mean, what's more embarrassing, getting the score run up on you, or what the Chiefs did to the Raiders by just putting their backups and they're like mercy ruled them or something like in a high school game, man? I mean, which one's worse?
I was thinking about that, and to me, it was like it's almost more of a dick move to take your guys out and not run the score up,
right?
But Pete Carroll was like, "Oh, thank God!" Right? 2 minutes and 40 something seconds, all 3 timeouts. We kneel it for the game.
Yeah,
dude,
to punt it away.
I'm just so glad I'm not a Raiders fan. I think I would have lost my shit with that game. You know what I mean? Just by all signals they gave up, and hats off to Spags. You made a professional team quit football, and probably we're thankful that you guys we knelt it out, just wild. Yeah. I think see, I'm not from KC. I want to go classless. Right. Let's run up the score. Let's put the foot on the metal. Let's get 70 points. Let's be the first team to score over 100 points in a game, right? Let's do that. I'm ready for that. That would be just the best day ever.
Yeah, look, just obviously never played professional football, but just as someone who was competitive and played sports growing up a lot, I don't want you putting your backups in because you feel sorry for me, right? Keep trying to run the score up, and we're going to keep trying to stop you, and it's going to be a personal challenge. It was almost more embarrassing that the Chiefs had Gardner Minshew in there in the third quarter, and we're running the ball up the middle on 4th and 3 from the 6-yard line instead of kicking the field goal, right? I mean, it was just, oh, man. It was, yeah, and obviously, Andy Reid did what he felt was appropriate in that matter. And Pete Carroll we put out there we were talking about social media. So we put out there, this dude's going to retire. He's going to announce his retirement at the post-game press conference because after the way their season has started and after the way that game went, Pete Carroll, I mean, Nick, what was going through his mind at that moment? He had to have been sitting there just completely shell-shocked, right?
I got enough money. I could have bought an island somewhere. I could be sitting there sipping Mai Tais, looking at the beach, and instead I'm getting teabagged by a division rival.
Man.
No, at least it was a noon game. At least it wasn't a standalone game. So looks like we got
Tony Romo and Jim Nance. They had the A squad announcing it.
Yeah, I was surprised that they got the A squad. So
right,
we got looks like Matthew's a Lions fan. I'm not trying to throw shade. What do you think about the Goff touchdown return?
Hello, Matthew.
The Goff touchdown return.
I think he's talking about
last week when he caught the touchdown. Yeah, when Goff cut the touchdown and they called it back for illegal formation.
Oh, I mean, as far as I know, that's the rule. It was an illegal play. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it took him a minute to recognize it.
About that, the Lions coach said that the refs told him that they got a call from New York, and then the reporter, or the ref in the pool report, said that they had a conference because you're not supposed to call. New York's not supposed to call. I think that's where people are upset, is they feel like there was something that was handled inappropriately by the NFL on that, and that it was a touchdown and it's definitely a penalty, but they didn't throw it, and so you can't review a penalty. I think that's where a lot of people are still upset and talking about that.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know if they didn't throw the penalty right away. I mean, the play happened kind of quick, and the Lions, it was almost like they did it really quick because maybe they thought they could get away with it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they found a gray area.
Yeah, look, I mean, in this last game, and this is not being a dick. Listen, I like the Lions. I cheer for the Lions in the NFC, and I was, I think I predicted Lions go to the Super Bowl. I would love for their fans to experience their team going to a Super Bowl. But, I mean, to me, it's NFL referees suck. And so Is it going to look the best all the time? Probably not. I mean, they had a game. They had this last game the Lions did, right? Was that Monday night game where
with Tampa
against the Buccaneers, where the referee comes back out and he's like, upon second look, we're not going to. The guy was a catch, but now it's short of the
review after the review. Yeah.
Right. The review after the review. I mean, but they got it right. And so I don't know if there was
not
just confusion.
Charging them with a timeout.
Right.
Or a
So I don't know if there was confusion on what they were supposed to challenge. I think that it's a difficult job. And I think that they have people out there that are part-time employees and things happen very quickly. And so sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes it seems clunky in the way they get there. But if it's an illegal formation, it's a penalty, even though if they don't call it right away. I mean, if the play shouldn't count, it shouldn't count. And that goes for the Chiefs or any other team in that matter. I mean, I don't know. You guys, Nick, do you see it differently than that? I mean, do you have an issue with it?
Look, here's what I think. I think, one, I feel for the Lions there because the Chiefs are the team that had over the last few years that's had the most touchdowns called back by penalties. But I think what's more likely is Dan Campbell misunderstood what the referee said to him, and that the referees followed protocol, rather than that they have some secret thing where they're they are calling down saying, "Oh, you guys got that wrong. You got to get that corrected," right? The broadcasters were talking about it, and at the end of the day, the right call was made on the field. He didn't get set, and that's a penalty, right? Tony Dungy after the game said when he saw them practicing the play he thought, oh, they must have changed that rule because he's not getting set after he's running out, so so that's what I think. I don't think that Campbell's lying. I think he just, it's a loud stadium, you got a lot going on. He probably misunderstood what they told him. And I mean, that there are times where you see referees gather after a play. Sometimes they'll throw a flag.
Intentional
sometimes
grounding
they'll pick up
is
a flag, right?
Intentional
grounding is one. And I think that, they were, if I had to guess, I would say that they're hey, did you see him get set? Did you see him get set? No. Once they confirmed nobody saw him get set, they threw the flag. But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, and to be honest here, Matthew, I think this is a good take too, right? I don't think it changed the game, right? And I've said this before, the mic on the refs, if you watch Six Nations rugby, which I know a lot of people don't, when they have a review, you can hear everybody in the review booth that talks and exactly what they're looking at. And it just is total transparency. And even if you don't disagree with the call, exactly what they're thinking. So good win over a quality team for you guys. We're rooting for the Lions to be good, and we're happy to see them. Nobody suffered more than the Lions fans over the last few years. So kudos to your team, man.
Shit.
Matt, thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate the comment. I know you're not trying to throw shade, but I don't think you're going to get much sympathy from these guys. I was at the game where I watched Travis Kelce throw it from one number on the right side of the field to the other side of the field to Kadarius Toney for what was going to be send the Bills packing and their playoff dreams just gone. And they called that playback because our receiver's toe was over the line, right?
Yeah.
There's just some weird stuff that procedural wise, if you're not lined up right or if you do something wrong, it is what it is, man. And yeah, you're right. It might not have changed the game. I think what really changed the game was probably that delay a game that you guys took right after that because Arrowhead was rocking so loud and couldn't really hear it. Yeah, it didn't help.
It didn't help. And I think
4th and 2 to a 4th and 7, but
right. And I also think that it was an unusual setup and motion and formation that they did, right? And so that probably added to a little bit of the confusion. It's not something the refs are used to seeing. It's not like a false start or a holding a penalty, right, or something where it's a routine call. So, but yeah, no, glad to have you here, man. Welcome.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, for sure. Like and
you could win Pacheco jersey if you subscribe.
Right. And you go back and we're not just caping up because you're here right now. I mean, you go back and watch previous episodes. We talk about the Lions and their game opponent, and that was a huge win. And that was a quality win over a tough opponent. Y'all came in here and took us down week 1, ruined our Super Bowl party, right? Season opener.
Yeah, Scott and I were at that game
a couple of years ago. Yeah, Nick and I were at that game.
By 1 point, too.
Right. Best of luck to the Lions moving forward in the NFC. Definitely would love to see that team get to the Super Bowl.
That'd be a badass.
That would be a badass
Chiefs,
Super Bowl, man.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, right, for sure. Speaking of Monday Night Football, the Washington Commanders coming to Arrowhead this Monday. Coming up, another primetime game, man. Like, it seems like that's all the Chiefs play, right? So they rotate them back and forth
a regular
every week
Sunday morning.
Sunday
what are you talking
night
about?
It seems like they just rotate them back
from
Sunday night to Monday night, back to Sunday night, right? So, Washington Commanders, another team that is started good anyway, right? And they've been dealing with some injuries. No Jaden Daniels. It's kind of come out now that he's not going to be playing, which means Marcus Mariota is coming back.
He said, I didn't think you were going to say the name.
And I definitely one of
Marcus.
Listen, man, he definitely did one of the most maddening, sickening plays in Arrowhead history, where he threw the touchdown pass to himself. Ball got batted back.
You got to bring up old shit.
And dove into the end zone. I'm just bringing it up because, listen, man, it's payback time, Marcus. It's payback. Chiefs are going to get revenge. Nick, obviously, Jaden Daniels being out changes the outlook on this game a lot. What's your confidence level with the Commanders coming to Arrowhead on Monday night?
It's a lot higher now that their starting quarterback is out.
Right.
Mariota, right? I mean, he was playing for the Raiders for a while, right? What's up, Dylan?
Yeah,
and
Dylan, see you, man.
Yeah, like, so I mean, it's, you want to look, I want to, I think Scott and I are planning on going to this one. I want to see like the teams play at full strength. I think that I like the Chiefs odds against anybody, but yeah, I mean, my confidence level is pretty high going into this one. I don't think Marcus Mariota has proven that he is, competent at the QB position anymore. I think he had, some ups and downs there. He obviously came into Arrowhead and beat us when we had Alex Smith. And
it's hard to believe that was that long ago now. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, if McLaurin is either out or injured, right?
Limited,
limited, right? Like, he's like Mr. Russell Wilson, Mr. Limited. Then I like our odds, man. I of course, right now, the way the team has been playing for the last few weeks, like, to be honest, like, I like our odds against anybody, whether they're healthy or not. But I think it should be a good show. Scott, you'll get to check off the Commanders, right?
Again,
teams that you've seen. Well, yeah, you got to see them before the name change. Did you ever get to see them as football team? That's
I don't know.
WTF.
I don't think so.
Or WFT.
The Washington football team.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think I did see them. They were only that for what, one season, and I don't think they came and played
a year or two. Yeah,
that year. So
I actually like that better than the Commanders. I think they should go back to it.
Right. Nick's referencing. I have this thing where I've seen like all 32 NFL teams play, but I haven't technically seen the Washington Commanders. I saw the Washington Redskins several times. So, looking forward to going out to Arrowhead. Feeling just super confident about this game. I mean, even if Jaden Daniels was playing, just the way the Chiefs are playing, man, and their offense and their defense, both top 5 right now. Patrick's playing at MVP level. We got Rashee Rice back. We got Xavier Worthy. We've got, Hollywood Brown is making plays and scoring touchdowns, and the running game's coming alive. The defense has been one of the better units in the league. We just said top 5, but you go back and look. I don't know if Matthew's still here in the chat or not, but they held Jahmyr Gibbs under 100 yards. They held him under. What was it? Under 4 yards per carry. They held Montgomery and Gibbs to under 100 yards total. Jahmyr Gibbs had an 85-yard touchdown run against the Bucs. He had almost 200 total yards. They completely blanked the Raiders and just held them to one of the most pitifully low productions by an offense in NFL history. I feel super confident. Even if Jaden Daniels was playing, I would still feel really, really good about this game. Chiefs are going to really have to do some dumb stuff to lose, right? They're going to have turnovers. They're going to have missed kicks. They're going to have to do a lot, right, to help Washington kind of win this game. Bo, confidence level's got to be sky high, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. And like to Nick's point, especially after the way we're rolling and watching kind of Washington do what they do. I mean, Scott and I, we had like a healthy discussion about, draft picks between Jaden Daniel and Caleb Williams, right? And Scott was making really good points for Jaden, and I was, kind of convinced me to the point where I kind of followed them, and I wanted them to do really good.
Yeah,
and they're just not that powerhouse quite yet. I think they can be, but yeah, they're a little banged up right now. So going into this game, I'm feeling real great. I don't feel like they're really doing much yet. I feel like they're a team that can develop. Terry McLaurin's kind of questionable. Who knows if he's going to play, right? So like one of their best weapons is probably going to be gone. I think Vegas has us at a 13-point favorite for this game. So I think when Vegas is feeling that confident, it helps me relax my nerves a lot too. Like I'll take a 13-point spread any day.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, even with Jaden Daniels, man, if he was playing still, like they just gave up 40 points to the Cowboys, and they played a last place schedule last year, and they kind of overachieved. And we talked about this going into this year, like the Commanders. We saw them maybe taking a step or two back this year. Anyway, now they're dealing with injuries. Defense has not been as good. Really, I mean, I'm not going to – we'll do score predictions here in a minute, but, I mean, I'm not looking into like a 50-35 game or anything like that. But I think there's someone in the cat asked about trade or something. I can't.
Oh, he's asking. Yeah, he's asking the fantasy stuff.
But that's what that is.
We'll pull that up here in a bit.
Yeah. I mean, outside of turnovers and missed kicks and just dumb mistakes by the Chiefs, that's really the only way the Washington can come in here and win this game, right, Nick?
I agree. I mean, I don't think right now that I think the only team that's really going to beat the Chiefs is probably the Chiefs, right? I mean, maybe Buffalo. They seem to give us a run for our money in the regular season every year, but for the most part, I feel like this is the only way we lose is if it looks like the Jaguars game, where like we have a bunch of dumb penalties, things go against us. Referees maybe throwing extra flags, right, that they don't typically throw, and us making a bunch of boneheaded mistakes, like throwing a pick six at the goal line, right? Like, so
right.
You're on mute, Bosif.
One of these days, I feel like we're kind of dancing around the bush a little bit. Like, how confident are we in this kicking game? Because, right, you're like, oh man, a couple mistakes, or if you miss kicks or something like that, missing kicks. I mean, it kind of rectified itself this past week. Talking, Bucker did make all of his point afters, but those are just PATs. They're not 50, 60 yarders, and some of them looked like that went 60 yards. Right. That probably might not be on target. How confident are you guys in Bucker going forward from here?
I mean, there wasn't any like subliminal messaging going on. I was just saying like those are mistakes, right? They come to mind when you leave points on the field and whatever. But listen, Dave Tobe doesn't seem to be worried about it. Andy doesn't seem to be worried about it. He was perfect last week. There was an opportunity for him to kick a longer field goal that the Chiefs passed on to punt because they were not trying to run up the score. I don't know that kicking field goals is running up the score.
Right.
I feel like maybe that would have been an opportunity to like build his confidence. I mean, I think it was just they didn't want to run the score if the game was over. But I mean, there would have been an opportunity for Butker, right, to kick. I want to say that would have been like a close to 50-yard field goal at that point. So, I mean, I think the guy maybe needs a little bit of practice, or I don't know where his confidence level's at. It keeps saying it's a mental thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with him. He's healthy and he's not injured. So, my worry meter ticked down a little bit this last week, not back down to 0. I mean, I think we talked about 4. I was at like a 3 or a 4. Now I'm probably like around a 2. But, I mean, I don't know, Bo, how are you feeling about Butker? I mean, is that a worry for you still, or you feel better about it?
I echo what you're trying to say, or not what you're trying to say, what you said a little bit, right? Like, I feel like if you just got him back out in that game, kicking more kicks, even if they're like 30, 40, and even like a 50-yard field goal, get him out there, get his confidence there. Like, knock that any doubt that he has in his mind, knock that out of there. Just get him out there doing reps in game time scenarios, and I think that would be the best position. Not super worried, but like for some reason it's like, all right, you have a 54-yard field goal, right, to tie or win the game. Like now that doubt's creeping in my mind, and like, you know what I mean? Just like, oof, there's been some questionable kicks this year.
Right. Nick, kick game, are you feeling better, about the same as you did before on that? I mean, last week.
Yeah, I mean,
anything to make your
slightly better. I wasn't super worried about him to start. If you remember from a few weeks ago, I think it's like he'll get past it. And look, I think that like having faith in people that have delivered for you is important. I think it's one of the staples of the Chiefs, and Harrison Butker's always delivered when like we absolutely have to have him deliver, right? In important games. So until proven otherwise, like I'm gonna have faith in him, and I think that these are things that he's just like you guys said, it's just like, you know, he's just got the yips right now for whatever reason, but I think he'll work through it, and I think he's, you know, mentally tough dude, and he'll figure it out, man. But right now, Bo, like, yeah, I mean, if he was going out right now, like for like a 56-yard field goal, I mean, I'd be squirming in the seat a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would lean forward in your chair, watch it, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's fixed 100% necessarily just from one game, but
sure.
I mean, it's better than he had 100% game, right? And the kicks were all pretty good. I mean, he looked good.
If it's a mental thing, that's got to be like the biggest relief, right? Like, okay, like I'm back.
Right. Yeah.
Now I can just go back to like doing as opposed to like having to overthink every piece of what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think Tin Cup was a fictional movie, Big Doug. I don't know that was
I thought that was a documentary.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe I misunderstood. But
that's why it was before its time.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. It's just like with Jaden Daniels being injured, I just don't know that there's a whole lot to really break down on this game. I mean, they've been scuffling. They are going the wrong way, right? They're trending down. The Chiefs are skyrocketing upward and trending up, and the arrow's pointing the complete opposite way of Washington. The game's going to be at home. They're playing. I mean, it's just I hate to just like glance over like an opponent and completely dismiss them, because listen, like they had some good players and they still have some good players, and they're dealing with injury right now going into this game. But I mean, they were a feisty team last year, and they beat the Chargers comfortably earlier this year. So, yeah, I just don't really know that there's much else to kind of say about that game.
Who gets more touches in this game, Smith or Pacheco?
That's tough to say. I'm probably gonna go Smith, because I think the Chiefs are gonna be up comfortable late in the game again. Similar situation to what you saw with the Raiders. So he was getting touches though in the crunch time right before the game was decided. Yeah. He was getting some passes. I want to say there was a key third down, right? Was that one of the fourth downs that they converted? It's like 3rd and 14, and he got 13 yards, I want to say. So.
Yeah, I think you're right.
On a screen pass. So, I mean, I'm probably going to go Smith just because Kareem Hunt's going to get the short yardage stuff, and Smith's going to get the garbage time and the passes, I think, out of the backfield. They're making a kind of a point to work that guy in. Bo?
Dude, I like that question. It makes me wonder like where the coaches' heads are at right now with our running back room, because I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier. I think we all kind of agree Smith looked a little bit better than Pop in this game, right? Like a little bit.
Yeah.
Just not by leaps and bounds or anything, but like he looked like he was getting the ball a little bit more, and he looked like he was a little bit more productive with it. Looked a little bit more sure-handed. I'm not gonna say faster or anything like that, but I mean, just like seemed like a more reliable option to me. And so if the coaches really are kind of debating, okay, who am I going with this week? I could see a lot of Pacheco actually. Like let's let's really see it. Let's see if he's got anything, right? Like I can see like a heavy workload on him to be like, all right, if we're gonna start implementing, yeah, exactly. If we're gonna start implementing Smith, though, right? Like you got to give, like we saw it with CEH, they do that, right? They'll pound that out and see like, hey, they'll squeeze all the juice out of that fruit to see if there's anything there, right?
They haven't given up on. I guarantee the coaching staff and Andy Reid, they have not given up on Isaiah Pacheco.
Right. No, yeah, that's why I could see a heavy workload for him just for that fact.
I mean, they didn't get rid of CEH for what 2 full seasons after he basically lost his
Isn't he still on the
starting
practice
job.
team or something?
Yeah, no, I mean they brought him back this year. They signed him in the damn practice squad. So
yeah, so I feel like you're seeing them start to be like, all right, like we've got a younger, fresher dude that is a little bit more elusive with the ball in his hands.
Right. Yeah, his yards per carry was not very good in that last game. Brashard Smith's weren't, but he also had a bunch of garbage time, fullback, halfback dives, whatever you want to call them, where they had backup offensive linemen in there blocking, and so it's kind of hard to really go like on a yards per carry basis on his performance from last week because he got about 10 or 12 carries there at the end of that game that they were not trying to get any yards, really. They were just trying to get the game over with at that point. But I don't know. You guys want to do score predictions? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who's going first this week? Shout out. I don't know if our guy Brian, one man shows watching, but I think he predicted a shutout last week.
I think he did too.
I don't think that he got the final score right, but I think he predicted a shutout. So
I mean, he got the 0 right, which is impressive.
Props to him on that.
Do we have his info? Well, if you're watching, send us your info to that contact.
Oh, I've got his info.
Oh, there we go, Scott. We're gonna send you some because that's awesome.
That's my man. One man. My man Brian.
I think we do owe Laney something too. She was off by 1 point on a score prediction. That was pretty awkward.
I don't know about
score.
that. I mean, 1 point off is still not.
I think we could get her like a CKL sticker or something.
If I recall correctly, Laney sat in CKL seats like 2 weeks ago for Sunday Night Football. So we can hook Laney up with something.
Yeah, we'll hook you guys up. So. Score predictions. I guess I'll go first.
We got Kevin at
38-13.
35-10.
I'm
Big
right
Doug,
there close with
38-13.
I'm closer with Doug. I'm in the mid 30s. I'm going to say 35-14. Right? I think that's a strong possibility. We're rolling a defense. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're playing a little bit more formidable of an offense. Probably let 1 or 2 win. Yeah.
The whole taking it easy on the Raiders thing to me. Maybe they won't do that with Washington, but man, I just got to think that they're gonna not run the score up on a team with a backup quarterback out there. So, I mean, I want to say 40 something, but I just don't know that they'll score that they'll try to score that many points. I mean,
if it's close and we pull away.
Listen, man, I can see another scenario where it's like last week and the Chiefs are up big in the fourth quarter and you got some Minshew madness or Minshew mania or whatever they call that going on again. I think he could be earning some of that paycheck again. Dylan, 31-6.
Ooh, Laney coming in. She paid for parking, huh, Mr. Suggs?
I'll tell you what, you can pay for tickets next time, and I'll pay for the parking.
Dylan, man, you got like real close. I was gonna go 34-6. So
34-6.
Ooh,
what are you think they like? Is that 2 field goals? You guys were picking 6. Is that a
missed point?
They go for 2 because they're getting smoked, or
no? I think 2 field goals. Here, I'll go 34-9. So I'm a little further away from Dylan's
I mean, you can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You can still.
They get a few field goals.
Laney's in here lying.
30 points for the Chiefs, though.
Laney's in the chat lying, saying she offered. No, she didn't. Don't listen to Laney. No, she definitely did.
Hey, he gives me the same deal. If I pay for parking, he lets me go with him. So
that's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty
good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. I'll take it. I want to say 40 something, but I just don't know that they'll. They'll score that many.
Uber eats you a slider if we get 40 burger.
I tell you what,
40 slider.
I tell you what, 40. I'll go 41-10. That'd be a 31-point margin of victory. That was comfortable enough. for Andy to he felt good enough beating the Raiders by 31. So I think he can. I think he'll.
Lane's getting
unruly
in the chat.
Might have to block her. I have to get her kicked out of here.
What did I
start in
start?
trouble? So
don't mute her, Bo.
I don't know if our man was it Matt that had the.
Why did you just wink at me?
Yeah,
I saw the wink.
Matt, blink twice if you're still watching us. We got rank this trade. We've got
my man Matt here is he's barking up my alley now.
All right, Lamar, Devontae Smith, and JMO for Jefferson, Rico Dowdle.
Waddle?
It's just hard to say with Rico Dowdle because now Chuba Hubbard's healthy and they're going to be splitting touches. So,
is this PPR or straight up?
I mean, Devontae Smith, man, he's.
Man, I'm gonna put you up here, Bo. So
he's been a stud this year.
If it's PPR, it's hard to give up Lamar.
I would probably keep Lamar, Devontae, and JMO, but that's close. I mean, that's not a bad. I mean, either side of that trade, I could see how you would make it work. If you're strong at wide receiver and you need running back help, then yeah, I would probably do that trade. But I just, like I said, with Chuba Hubbard coming back, being healthy, because I've got Chuba Hubbard on my team, so I was dumb and didn't pick up the Rico Dowdle handcuff when Hubbard got hurt. But yeah, unless you really need running back help, I would probably just stick and hold on to Lamar and Devontae Smith. And
dude. Yeah, I'm with you. I would keep Lamar.
Especially with Lamar will be healthy at some point this year. Although if they're far enough out of the race, man, they might just shut him down. I mean, they're 1-6 right now, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Woo! Like they're going to need to stat pad and just air it out and score as many points as possible, right? Like I think that's Lamar's going to be due for some big numbers.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yes or no?
Well, no. I mean, I was saying like I would hang on to Lamar and Devontae Smith and JMO unless you really need running back help and you're heavy at wide receiver. Then I might do that because Jefferson coming back is good. Devontae Smith has been a stud this year. I definitely picked the wrong Eagles wide receiver in the second round this year.
That's just up to
Jameson Williams hasn't done shit, right? And Jameson Williams hasn't done shit either. You got to think that at some point they're going to start force feeding him the ball because they paid him in the offseason. So I think at some point he's going to turn that around. But that's a good question. It's not a bad trade. We did a poll this week. You guys want to bring it up? We can talk about it. Like the AFC is like super interesting this year with the Patriots and the Broncos and the Colts are leading their divisions, which nobody saw. The Steelers, they're in the first place there in the AFC North. I don't think anybody would have picked those four teams to win the division. There's a lot of football left to go still, obviously, but a lot of talk about the Chiefs. They're back. They're top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense now. There's a lot of people. The Colts have surprised everybody and have started hot this year. And, I mean, they've got some wins against some teams. I mean, they got a win against the Broncos, who got a winning record, right? So they haven't completely beat up on slouches either. Obviously, the
real deal.
Obviously, the big question mark with them is the quarterback, man. Like,
yeah, right.
There's Daniel Jones, just all of a sudden, one off season in a new situation. You say, well, he was on the Giants. What did you expect out of him? I mean, Jackson Dart looks pretty good on the Giants, man.
Looks fine, right? Yeah.
So, like, I don't obviously, Daniel
but we
Jones
see
didn't
it, dude.
get to
Like
play with this year's version of the Giants.
You see other examples of quarterbacks going otherwhere that didn't necessarily do good with their like first team. They go to another team, another system that kind of like suits them a little bit better, and they do well. Like we're seeing it right now with his name just slipped my 49ers quarterback, not Purdy.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, right? Like he's we kind of joke that any quarterback can survive in that system, right? But he's doing fine. We saw Sam Darnold last year with the Vikings absolutely tear it up, and but anyway.
How funny is it that the 49ers gave up all those picks to get Trey Lance And then they ended up with Mac Jones anyway. Mac Jones is winning games. Like they gave up all that draft picks and shit. If I was
Is it
Jones,
just
I'd be
me
so
or
fucking
like
mad. I'd be so pissed at the general manager. I'd be like,
once again,
what is this shit?
the
Like,
the
what do you
49ers are once again in the same position where they're like, oh, they're starting quarterback's coming back to a backup who's doing better than the starter was, right? And now
At
they're in
least
like
he's good.
quarterback, not like turmoil, but like this.
Oh,
They're
no.
always in this like place where they have to make a decision on which starting QB
Right.
they want.
I think it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious that they shouldn't have paid Brock Purdy all that money.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
a
so
plug and
funny
play
to me
system.
how that's come like back around full circle with the Trey Lance and passing on Mac Jones and all that shit. And they end up with Mac Jones anyway somehow. And he's winning games for him. It looks really good. That's, man, not a good look for old John Lynch, man, the general manager there. But so we put up this week's Chiefs Kingdom Live poll on X. If you're not following us there, go check us out at Chiefs Kingdom Live. Let's just go. We'll go top to bottom here, Bo. You're go first, man. Like, which of these teams, or if there's a team that's not listed, I mean, feel free to say a different team. If you're watching live in the chat, make sure you put in there who you would vote for in the poll, or maybe if you're following us on X, who you did vote for. Bo, I mean, who's the biggest threat, challenger, contender for the Chiefs in the AFC?
Oh man, dude, I've been going back and forth all kind of week on this. So it's been a couple of weeks between the Bills and the Colts. I can't tell if the Colts are fool's gold or not. They're doing some things, and like you said, not against some bad teams either. They're beating up some pretty good teams.
They've beaten some bad teams, but not all, right?
I was going to ask you guys what's more shocking, the Colts at 6-1 or the Ravens at 1-6, right? Like I did not see either of these teams doing that. And it's just, historically speaking, I want to say the Colts are going to be our biggest challenger. The Bills, I've made this point before. I could care less what we do in the regular season with them. That doesn't matter. It's what we do in the postseason, and I like our track record when it comes to that. But the Colts are just so notoriously, like, even if they have like a shit team, they can just stay in there and like make it a game somehow, and like they play us. Yeah, they play us so well. And I don't know, I don't know what it is. It's like the Steelers, like there's just some teams that they got your number, and the Colts are one of them. So I would vote for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Bills just because Josh Allen is a much better quarterback than Daniel Jones. The Bills have not looked good. Their wins are against really bad teams this year. They've lost back-to-back games.
They're not flying too high.
Yeah. So, listen, like I'm gonna have to see it for more than a 6 or 7 game sample size with Daniel Jones and the Colts, man. And I try not to be disrespectful to the Colts, right? It's a fine start to their season. I
think it's fair.
They played well and whatnot, but I have a lot bigger sample size of Daniel Jones not being good than being good.
Right.
So, not to say that they can't and that they haven't. I mean, they're first place in the AFC right now. They have the best record in football, so hats off to them. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's, like I said, it's such a quarterback-driven league, and if you could take Josh Allen or Daniel Jones on your team right now, like I don't know anybody's going to pick Daniel Jones over Josh Allen. So I'm going Bills. Looks like Nick voted Bills there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Josh Allen knows how to win. I think that,
he's turned the ball over again this year.
I mean, look, every year in the NFL, there is a team that seems like they kind of have this meteoric rise, and most of them, like, it's like the most exciting first round exit of the season. You know what I mean? Like we saw it with sorry race car if you're watching. We've seen it with the Vikings a couple of times, right?
Had to
Texans,
do it.
Yeah.
Like we saw it with the Texans, right? Like we've just seen these teams that it's like, man, how did they win 12 or 13 or 14 games or whatever? And the Colts, they lost to the Rams, is that right?
Right.
And they have, like, I think the only other team they beat with a winning record maybe is the Broncos. But I'll be honest, man, like the Broncos are like they're fool's gold. I mean, like, it's like, how did you beat the Giants 33-32? It's like, oh, well, we scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Like, it's
right.
like that's not a sustainable.
That's repeatable. They'll do that again next week.
Right. So I feel like the Broncos and the Colts, they're they've got good records, but I don't feel like they're as good as their records. And I know they say your record is what your record is, but come on, man, we've all watched football long enough. Now the Colts, like, they have, Jonathan Taylor is playing really well. But I mean, I think that, like, it's the Bills, man. Like,
excuse me.
They've got the quarterback that has the experience, that has won an MVP. And until further notice, like, I'm going to go with, the best prediction of future performance is past performance. And I don't think that's there with the Colts and the Broncos yet. So
Broncos had a miracle comeback, like you just mentioned, against the Giants. They had a 2-point win on a late field goal over the winless Jets the week before. Say whatever you want.
Awful game.
You can say whatever you want about that. Oh, London games and the overseas games are weird. It's the Jets. You ain't got no business beating the Jets by 2 if you're a contender.
I would have taken the Jets in an international game versus the Chargers this year, right? Like, come on.
No. Jets suck, man. The Jets are terrible. They haven't won a game, right? They're 0-6 or whatever they are, 0-7 right now. So, not buying the Broncos.
I feel like that Daniel Jones that fell down running in the open field for a touchdown, like, that guy's still in there. You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't like he sucked for a half a year and the Giants just gave up on him. He had a good solid 2 or 3 year run there where they gave him every opportunity. So
he had Saquon with him, right? His first year. Like, he had some weapons.
He was hurt though, right? Saquon, that's his deal. Talk about a guy that's really fallen off this year. Saquon, man. Wow, that dude. He has completely gone into witness protection.
It's weird is, like, if you look at all of the 2,000-yard rushers, for the most part, they all have that next year.
Right. It's a lot of wear and tear and a lot of miles on the old body to rush for 2,000 yards, man.
Travis Kelce made a good point about that this year, talking about, like, how, when the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill and everything, the following year they saw, like, cover 4 and cover 3 defenses. Cover 2 was like the standard now. And he's just like, you're going to see the same thing with teams going up against Saquon, right? Everybody knows how to stop him and mitigate that rush. So, it's going to happen. I was like, man.
Really? Yeah.
Really important 3-game stretch, man. We got Commanders and then Bills and then Colts. Is that right?
I love that Colts fans right now are just kind of pissed. They're like, nobody's giving them respect. They're like, dude, we were 6-0 last year and nobody believed in us. Like, tell me more about how you can win and people will still criticize your team.
Right. It's Commanders, Broncos, and Bills, right, or no? Or the Broncos after the Bills? Am I getting that mixed up?
I don't know. Maybe I got that
Bills are first. Thought the Bills
Commanders. Maybe then it's Bills, Broncos, Colts. Maybe that's it. I don't know if you just kicked Bo out or Bo kicked himself out or.
All right, we got Bills, Broncos, Colts, Cowboys.
Okay, Broncos are after the Bills.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you kicked Bo out or if he kicked himself out there.
I ain't kicked nobody out.
I don't know. You started clicking stuff and then Bo was gone. So
when you don't start a new tab, you just start searching. It kicks you right out of here.
Oh yeah.
And you got no video either.
Right. It's
the podcast falling apart. It's off the rails. There he is.
This fucking thing never fucking works, man. Like Patrick said.
Dude, that how about so Mahomes funny. Turning like a 3-word sentence into a sentence with 2 F-bombs in it?
Yeah, our cousin Joel would be proud.
How's that deer?
There's that whole series on YouTube where people make things cooler just by adding F-bombs in them, like songs and stuff like that. It's so great.
Yeah. And then Tony Romo was apologizing to like the national television audience for hearing the Patrick. He was like, "I'm sorry." She was so funny.
and kudos, Bo, on getting both of those in there.
Yeah, I don't think I did notice that. Don't think I did.
There's a couple more Easter eggs in there for sure.
Right. Yeah. But Carol saying Colts, so we'll definitely see. Looks, man, like
formidable.
Not disrespecting the Colts at all. Definitely impressive what they've done. They've earned it. And you could also say the one loss they had, that's where the dumbass dropped the ball before he got into the end zone, and they lost that game.
Yeah.
We've seen the return of that this year in several games, man. Like, what is it about not holding on to the ball until you're into the end zone? Like
It seems like the
it's-
most basic thing, right? Like,
dude. I mean, you're.
the thing you're there to do.
I know we joked that if I ran an NFL team or a sports franchise, there'd be nobody on the team because I'd fire everybody after every silly mistake. But, dude, I'm sorry. If you drop the ball just running into the end zone before you cross the goal line, you're benched, dude. Bare minimum. That's an inexcusable mistake to make, man.
You lose the game.
You just dropped the ball before you got into the end zone because you couldn't wait that 10 milliseconds to celebrate. I mean, man, that is a bad look, dude. That is a bad look. So, yeah, it's an interesting NFL season, man. And all the people that everybody thought were going to be at the top are kind of scrapping along there, fighting amongst each other there at the bottom. But I think the cream you're going to see start rising to the top. And I think you're seeing that with the Chiefs. And that Jacksonville game, man, was like, it's clear as day now. The penalties, right? I mean, obviously the pick six hurt, but the penalties and the drives that the Jaguars got kept alive and just mistakes by the Chiefs. And it was the difference in that game. I mean, the Jaguars just got waxed, right? What was that score? 35-7 or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
35-10.
Yeah, that loss ain't
got
looking too good right now.
Destroyed. Jaguars. I don't think Jaguars are that good. So, yeah, man, Chiefs are looking real good. I don't know. Anybody else got anything in chat or anything we missed? Anything you guys wanted to bring up? Or
real quick, have you guys noticed this tendency now to just go for it on fourth down by both teams
all the time,
no matter where they're at on the field? Like, it's
Madden,
so
bro.
wide. They're like their own 36. They're like 4th and 8. Yeah, just stay out there. Stay out there. Just
right.
like, did I miss something? Did I miss the memo? Did you guys get a memo? I don't know. It's wild.
I mean, he keeps working for the Chiefs.
It keeps working for the Chiefs, but yeah, no. Look, man, it's the coaches. Maybe they start playing Madden or something with the players because that's just, I'll go for every fourth down. Doesn't matter. The going for two thing too is like gotten out of control. The same way, man. Teams were way too conservative for a long time about not going forward on fourth downs and not going for two, but they've completely
I think the pendulum swung the other way.
Overcorrected and gone back the other way because what game was it? We put it out on the X account. Team went for two and they didn't get it, and so then the other team, they go down and they kick a field goal, and now they're down.
That
8
wasn't
instead of being down, and it's just like, dude, now you just forced yourself, right, to have to try to get another 2-point conversion because you failed the first one. If you just would have kicked the extra point, you'd be looking at a 7-point deficit. Man, yeah, I'm with you. It's pretty wild. I mean, Nick, teams going for it too much or on fourth down, or?
I don't think the Chiefs are. I think the Chiefs are like, dude, we got the best player in the world and all the offensive weapons. Like, we're going for it. I mean, that's what I think. Like, I think that, and especially like when you're in questionable field goal range, like it's kind of dumb to not go for it on like 4th and 1. To be honest, like it's like, especially with touchbacks taking you out to the 35-yard line. I mean, most of the kick returns and stuff now are like you're getting the ball, like, and I know you can punt and you can pin them deep or whatever, but I mean, it's like if you miss the field goal, then they get the ball there anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like I like the ball in Patrick's hands in that situation. I think that there are definitely teams that go for it too much, but I like the aggressiveness. And I mean, if you're like 10 of 11 or whatever the Chiefs have been on 4th down this year, like, I mean, and it's like there's been a lot of touchdown drives that, happened because we converted a fourth down play. So like,
I'm not talking about like red zone 4th down going for it.
But like the Texans, the Texans in that game against Seahawks, that's what Bo's talking about, I think. They went for it on their own like 25 or 30 yard line, and it just automatically gave the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean that's
3.
Look, I mean,
and do you see that a lot, man?
Not all decisions are equal here,
right? I mean, what was
Andy Reid's gone for it on like what, our own 30 something, right?
No, it was like 46 or 47. Like it was like
on our side of the field.
Closer. It was on our side of the field, but it was closer to half field, and it was like.
Right.
in today's league is questionable field goal range. It was like 63 yards, right? And everyone's like thinking like 67.
If you're like if you're on the like if you're at your 35-yard line or closer, like to your end zone, like you only go for it on fourth down if you have no other options at the end of the game and you got to score. You know,
yeah, it's
like
I think I had similar thoughts,
that's dumb. But like if you're at your own 46, you know, like it's 4th and 1. I mean, like
those make sense. Yeah, but I think Bo's talking about like our team's going for it too much. They're going for it on those and other plays that don't make as much sense. I think is what Bo's trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like our team's dumb to go for it on like their own 25-yard line on fourth down, on 4th and 8 or whatever. Yeah, I mean,
going back to the Lions Chiefs game before they got the delay game penalty.
Too much Madden, you know, like
right. I mean, go back to
on Madden.
Go back to the Lions game against the Chiefs. They were going to go for it. The Lions were on 4th and goal from like the 5 or the 6 until they got the delay game penalty that bumped it out to the 10 or the 11, and then they kicked the field goal. Like, you're going for it on 4th and goal from the 6? That's not smart, man.
No, I mean, 4th and 6 is, I think 4th and 3 or less, and probably any time you get past your own 45-yard line.
Right.
Those are the rules I go with.
I mean, you can still punt it and pin them deep too. I mean, that's still an option.
Yeah.
I like us being.
There were a couple teams that got safeties. I think it was the Chargers got a safety getting pinned deep right on the one or something. Was it the Chargers this weekend? Yeah, I think it was the Chargers.
Yeah. There's the
like
the
it used to be like
got a fumbled recovered for a touchdown too. When they got pinned, they had the ball down there on their 1 or 2 yard line.
Right. 4 or 5 years ago, like the Chargers would do it to us, and everybody like, "Whoa, what a risky move here!" Right? And then now it's just like, "Yep, they're going for it. Of course, why wouldn't you?" It's because, like Laney kind of said it, like this is what like all the announcers kind of go to. It's because the analytics say to here, and I don't know if you guys have heard that John Gruden quote where he's on the Manning cast, and he like, there's some analytic where it says kick the field goal, or no, it says like go for it here, and they kick the field goal, and the team ends up winning by 2 or 3, right? And he's like saying to the Mannings, he's like, and that's when, you know, as a coach, you look over, you have some kid with a chart, and he goes, well, analytics here say you should go for it. And he's like, shut up, kid. I know what I'm doing, right? And it's like,
I mean,
the analytics, I mean, yeah, man. It's like looking at betting analytics. Like, I mean, you can still lose it all, right? Like, a 65% chance. It's not a guarantee.
Right. How about the ads you hear all the time for the gambling apps? And it's like, I'm so-and-so for MGM. Here's the best plays of the week. It's like, why am I taking betting advice from the person I'm gambling against? That doesn't seem like that makes very much sense. Wait a minute. You work on this app. Casino? Maybe I'm not going to take those bets. Yeah, that's out of control too. I saw someone had a question about the Josh Simmons thing. Like, we obviously don't have any idea what's going on. So it's definitely drug out.
I made a couple phone calls. They didn't return my call this week. Sorry.
Yeah. It's definitely drug out longer, I think, than anybody probably anticipated. And anybody's guess is as good as mine as to what's going on there. But
there's some rumors floating around on the internet, but I've been gotten by the internet too many times to even try to substantiate any of those, right? So I'm just going to leave it as like, nah, I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
Chiefs have converted 12 of 15 fourth downs for 80% conversion. So
yeah, no, they've been kicking ass on it.
Yeah. Dylan, man, that's a weird situation. I just hope he comes back like this season now.
I mean, I hope he's okay too, right?
I hope everything's fine. I mean, obviously something's not right, either with him or his family member or something. So, you just hope that everything's okay. And thank God we signed Jalen Moore, right?
And Jalen Moore has stepped up, man. And especially that first game, man, he had his kid that morning, right? Like, had a child that morning and went and showed up and played football that night and did a damn good job. So hats off to that guy for being next man up and stepping in the breach there and handling business. And he's been damn good.
Crushing it. Crushing it. Yeah.
You can trust people that got their nose pierced.
Right.
Boring.
Right. Those people are.
All right. From the rumors I have heard, it's not a personality thing, right? So like you gotta Wait to pull that card.
Right.
I'm just saying that because, like, when I was like in my early 20s, I had that piercing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a strange situation, and it's just like veiled in so much secrecy right now that just adds right to the mysteriousness of it and the people speculating. But the Chiefs can't or won't or both comment on it at all, and so just leaves everybody in the dark. And when you leave people in the dark, that's usually when you get speculation. And I don't know that anybody has a right to know, right, what goes on in people's personal life or doesn't have a right. That's opinion that people differ on wildly. But yeah, definitely strange, and definitely has gone on longer, I think, than we thought or anybody thought, and has missed more games probably than anybody anticipated. So we'll see if it comes back this year or not.
Oh, cool. Let's get up on out of here. I gotta get to it.
Appreciate everybody watching.
Sliders to mow down.
Right. It was good to see everybody there in the chat. I had some new friends. Our man Matthew, if you're still watching, welcome. Glad you jumped in there.
Stopping by.
Dylan,
Dylan,
a lot of respect
Doug,
for the Lions
Laney,
in that squad, man.
Carol, Chief Bloody Grass, always good seeing you, sir.
Right. Everyone's in there. If you haven't clicked like or subscribe by now, make sure you do it. We get the views, but we don't necessarily get all the likes. So make sure you
need the subs.
like and make sure you're hitting subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday, hopefully talking about another Chiefs win over the Washington Commanders in primetime on Monday Night Football. Until then, take care. Let's go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go.